right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set a timer for an hour. Okay, maybe an hour and 10. Maybe an hour and 5. We'll do an hour and 5. We'll see if we can stay under an hour.
Okay.
If not, we'll stretch it to an hour and 5.
You know we're not gonna stay on an hour.
Well, we can try. Okay, I think we're ready.
All right. We got levels already?
Yeah,
Good.
that sounds good. That sounds good. Ooh, perro. Ooh. Ready? Oh, I'm sorry, I was late to the party. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Uncanceled Culture. My name is Porky.
The Louie.
I'm cramping today, so watch out.
Cranky. I'm not used to seeing Cranky in this mode. He's on vacation, but he's, I don't know.
What do you mean?
He's a little off.
I cut my grass today.
That'll take it out of you. That'll take everything out of you.
And if you know Cranky, you know how high he gets the grass till he decides, I think I gotta cut it.
He didn't even know there was a dog back there.
Dude, I was hitting stuff that I was like, this wasn't here last time. For real, man. I was hitting bricks and
The neighbors are just throwing shit.
He ain't gonna cut his grass anyways.
You won't believe I found 3 dead dogs back
Dude,
there. They
I'm
weren't
serious.
even mine.
I ran over newspapers. I almost ran over a styrofoam. I said, I don't go to Exxon. What the hell is a styrofoam cup doing here? Dude.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
But yeah, I
man,
was hitting stuff that wasn't there last time, man. I don't know what happened. I think people are
yeah.
you know.
Your neighbors are throwing shit over there.
They're throwing
They're
stuff
like,
over there.
he's never back here. You don't
No,
gotta worry
yeah.
about it.
He only has the camera in the front.
And it greets you if you didn't know that. Hello, you're on candid camera. What's up, man? How's everybody been? Besides Cranky, who's probably tired.
Tired as hell.
Took everything out of there.
I bought a pickle and electrolytes because I'm cramping bad, man.
Really?
Yes.
Gatorade? Or the H2O?
No,
It's Is
Yeah.
it the Gatorade one or?
No, this one was just called electrolyte.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, like the...
It's
like
a Pedialyte, but it's
Pedialyte.
a version. It's an electrolyte, yeah.
Pedialyte, yeah.
Yeah. No, hey man, I do have a shout out today.
Oh, a quick
Not a
shout
quick
out.
shot. No,
Not
this is actually a shout out.
You're actually shouting out.
Yeah, so you know how we've been kind of coming down on fast food places and how they tell us to move up.
And we still are. Yeah, still are. Yeah.
Well, today,
Oh boy.
on my way home, I said, you know what, man, I don't feel like making anything. I'm just gonna get some food.
You know, the bags over there.
You know,
It's like,
So I stopped at McDonald's.
So you have to go take out another loan.
Yeah, I had to go take out another loan.
Pay
But I
for
used
it.
my app and I got 20% off.
Yeah.
So I went.
Cranky's right.
Yeah.
Cranky's right.
So I went, man, and I was like, there's 14 cars right now in this drive-through. I said, let's see how this goes, right? And I pulled up, placed my order, and of course, it was a freaking massive order.
Yeah.
Right? 40-piece nuggets, 2 basket of fries, 2 burgers, another McDouble, 2 hot and spicy. Like I ordered a good amount.
And a
Pulled
glazed donut.
Exactly. Pulled up.
And a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. I pulled up, got my receipt, get to the window, and I'm like, here we go.
Oh, shit.
Here's your first bag. All right, go to number 1. Here's your second bag. Pull up.
All right. Yeah.
All right, here's your third bag. Thank you, sir. I was like, what the hell? I got my food at the drive-thru window.
Oh, shit.
So shout out to the McDonald's on Valley High for giving me a good experience today, man.
Y'all just don't like curbside, huh?
Oh, dude, doesn't
It was
that
it was literally a last second. I was leaving the HEB parking lot, and I said, you know what? I'm not. Let me just stop.
How
So I
fast
literally
is
pulled
it?
in.
How fast is curbside for you then?
It's well, I mean,
Well, when you order a cheeseburger and a Coke,
Yeah, it's pretty fast, dude. Except one time.
And maybe some fries.
One time I was impatient because I was a little, little inebriated.
Little Lucas McCain.
Yes, and it was taking long to come, and I had to go pee, so I just took off.
That's what she said.
yeah. So, and you know what? I've had okay experiences with the curbside, right? Except for one, which is over there on the south side, over there by Palo Alto. I ordered a breakfast sandwich in the morning. Get there, and they double charged me and gave me the wrong order, and it took like 9 to 10 minutes for it to come out, and I wasn't happy about it. But that was one time. Other than that, it's been fine.
Well, unfortunately, I've had. Well, I mean, I guess it's been okay since that last time. I went back a couple of times, and it's been all right. But
What time was this?
Today,
Yeah.
literally at 4:45.
Damn, 14 cars?
There was 14 cars. Bro, I counted them because I was like 12, 14. I was like, damn. I said, man, do I want to do this? And I thought about it. When I pulled up, I saw the curbside and there was 4 open spots. And I'm like, man, maybe it might be faster for me to place my order and bring it out. Man, I'm not. I just went into the freaking drive-thru, dude. And it went like this, bro.
So-
Like they knocked everybody out. All the cars, it was less than 10 minutes and I got my food at the window. So it was good.
so you ordered through the app, though?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No, all I used on my app is I hit the deal for 20%
Oh,
off.
you could show it. You could show it at the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't-
what they ask you, are you going to use your
you
app?
fucking
And I
kidding
give
me?
them the number.
Yeah.
And all I did was at the drive-through thing, I placed my order. I named everything I wanted.
Yeah,
Went
yeah.
through and they had it, bro. They had it ready. So
Well, I never thought about using
Yeah.
that 20% thing.
Yeah, you don't have to like use the 20% and then order food there.
Yeah.
You place it, you tap the 20%, and then when you get to the first window after you put your order in,
Right.
you show them the little scan code.
Oh.
I don't even show them that. I just tell them. I
Or
give them the
they give you
number.
the number?
Yeah, I
They
give
give
them the
you a number,
number.
yeah.
And then
'cause they ask
and
you
it
for
pulls
the-
up on the menu, like on the
Yeah.
thing. It shows you the 20% and it takes off with it, whatever it was. Yeah, it was good, man.
So you only spent
See,
$100.
right there.
I only spent $36.
Use that restaurant.
Oh, okay.
You know.
See, I'm not.
Yeah, I only spent $36 rather than 40 something. So
And you can use that every time?
every day,
Every day. Once a day.
once a day. Yeah. Anything over $10.
That's bad. Well, fuck it. Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
And I
But-
got all these points. So
But, yeah.
how many points you got there, Cranky?
For my frap.
How many points you got there, man?
I got
Oh,
I got 12,395.
we're comparing point sizes.
Well, that's because the only time I go to McDonald's is in the morning, and they have the buy one egg McMuffin or buy one breakfast sandwich, get one for $1.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
You know, so it's like $5 for two.
So I'm at 43.64.
4,000?
4,000.
I'm at 34,516.
What the fuck? You can buy the whole school fucking meals.
Dude, hey, but it's 6,000 for a Big Mac or a quarter pounder, and that's what I use it. Believe me, like when I'm by myself and I'm out running around and working, and I stop real quick, use 6,000, order a small fry, and I'm done. And I spend $3 and I freaking got a whole meal.
Do you get cookies?
I do. I
get
get
the
cookies too.
I
Yes.
get mine in the morning.
Yeah. But you get it, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
because if you order in the app, they're supposed to give you
I don't get it all the time, but I get them most of the time. And sometimes I just try to hurry up and
It's
get
kind
out.
of depressing when you don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my fucking cookie, man.
But usually in the morning, they're real good about giving it out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I think they only do it on Fridays, though. They do it every day.
if when I'm gone, they've done it.
Porky's like, nope.
No,
I get it all
oh,
the
it's
time.
right there. I'm waiting for it too.
And I don't even eat it,
They're
man.
like, here's your receipt and a cookie. Yeah. Oh, well, enough about food. Delulu. I just heard what Delulu meant.
Delusional?
Yeah.
Delirious?
No, delusional.
Oh.
You couldn't.
SB
You didn't see the airline tickets and the luggage and put two and two together?
Is that a crankyism? I think that was a crankyism.
That's the from Dumb and Dumber.
That's a Lloyd Christmas.
Yeah, that's a Lloyd Christmas. Man.
I watched Liar Liar last night.
Oh,
I had to watch it, man. I'm telling you. But anyway, so enough about food. What are we drinking?
Oktoberfest.
Shiners
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
How come y'all's chicks at pool table don't look like that?
You mean they can actually lean over the table?
Yeah, no. They don't have to use the little.
Wow. Oh man.
I'm serious.
No
man.
offense, Sabrina.
Hey, and speaking of, we were literally at one of her playoff games this past week, man, and there was one that literally was 4'5", and then there was another one that basically had to use the damn claw every single freaking shot. So,
And a step stool.
oh man.
Oh shit! What else? So let's talk about. So where are you? Are you in league right now?
Sex. Oh yeah, bro.
Oh, we can talk about sex.
Oh yeah, I'm in 5 right now.
Why?
I'm cutting back,
How
man.
do you do that?
I literally
dude?
told her
How do
I'm
you
cutting
do
back,
that?
dude.
It's like having we were talking about fantasy football earlier. Like, how do you have like 5 fucking teams? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, so in pool I'm in 5 leagues. In fantasy football, I'm in 3 leagues, and I'm in another one that's called the last quarterback standing. Now that one you don't have to do anything except at the beginning of the season you pick your quarterback that you think is gonna make it all the way to the end, right?
To the Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl.
And they have to win.
They have to win it,
Ah.
and they have to be starting, right?
And if they get hurt, you can't take them out.
You can't take them out.
So
now
you're
you can and pick somebody else if you want to put them in that spot, right? But if a backup, unless it's Brock Purdy, is not going to take him to the Super Bowl, right? But so they pay out for first and second, right? And they pay out for the first quarterback standing, meaning the one with the worst record,
So the very last.
the
dude.
very last one. So they pay those 3 places.
Ah.
So
And
it's
how do
either
they do?
so
They
it's
go to
either
the-
it's either go for Mahomes or one of them, or go for Sam Darnold. So
Sam Darnold.
to see if you can try to get the last place.
You're gonna have to watch out for my Texans, man. What do you gotta say about that?
I like their chances, man.
You're in my way, dude. I don't know.
I like their chances. I
They
like their
don't
chances.
These don't compare to what's her name? What was her name?
Oh, the Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not looking good now.
So what's Cranky's poison? What do you like? Are you more how do you say, like, towards blondes? More.
I'm equal opportunity.
He's an equal opportunity.
Oh shit! So I posed a question to these guys earlier, and I'm curious. Of course, like I always say, I saw it on TikTok. I'm not smart enough to come up with this question, but it was. I thought it'd be an interesting question. So, so what it was basically the guy was doing a stitch, and then he showed the video, and it was a lady talking about deodorant, right? But the lady had a husband who was like, he ran out of deodorant, and he's like, oh, go get, there's deodorant right there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out that they share their deodorant. So the woman, the mom, shares with the daughters their deodorant. And apparently the husband didn't know, but apparently he was sharing his with the son. So that got me thinking, and I'm like, let me ask these guys, like, so do you think it's gross to use somebody else's deodorant?
Not on a daily basis, unless it's the spray.
Well, spray.
Now, I think what Cranky's saying is, you wouldn't use it on a daily basis. Like if it's a emergency situation and you just like, dude, I need some, man, you got some, bro, like real quick, right?
Yeah.
Now, not gonna say that I haven't. I have, but usually what I do is get a paper towel and I go over it first and then I use it, right? I don't know why. That's just me. That's just me. But I don't have the glasses yet, but I'm gonna get them. Like Sabrina said earlier when we were having our conversation.
That'll take the cramps away.
Yeah. like she said when we were having the conversation, I don't like it. I don't like when people grab my stuff. I hate it,
Yeah.
So I have some there, and I remember going and looking for my deodorant one time, and I was like, "Where is it at?" She was like, "Oh man, the older son, like he didn't have any more, and he needed some." And I was like, "So I think it's hey, can you bring it over here?" I said, "No, you can keep it. I'm just gonna go get me some more."
You can throw it away. That's trash now.
I'll tell you. I'll go as far as this. we just went to Vegas recently, right? 3 times, whatever, in the last few months. But one of the times it was with the pool team, and one of the guys was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna catch a different flight, and I don't want to have to take a bag. I don't have to pay for a bag. Can you take it in your bag?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he had his Ziploc bag and everything. And his deodorant been sitting there for 5 months now because I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just won't do it. I just won't do it. I usually go and stack up, and I go buy like the double ones, so that way I don't run out. You know,
I go to Sam's, and because I've been using the same one. I've been using. God damn it!
I use the Gillette.
No. I use
Speed stick.
No, Degree.
Oh, so I used that one for a long time.
I've been using Degree since middle school, dude.
So I used that one for a long time. What I didn't like is the white stains it left on my shirt. So what I started using is the Gillette, the clear, and I used that one.
Or the gel.
The gel one.
Well,
yeah,
see,
the gel
now
one.
we're
Sorry.
going into a different subject because I fucking hate the gels because they actually they make my dry them out.
Oh,
they dry them out and they get irritated. So I've been using the powder one for a long time and I've never had any problem with it. But I'm thinking that it's per person, right? So like, would you say? I wouldn't say you're a germaphobe.
No,
Not necessarily. Because you shake hands, you give people
Oh,
hugs.
yeah.
I think germaphobes they're like
really stay away from everybody. Yeah.
So I don't think you're like that, but there's just something about somebody using your shit.
Yeah,
that you
like
don't
the gel. The gel doesn't have anything to do. You just squeeze it in your hand and you put it in your own hair, right?
Yeah.
But the same thing. I'm like, don't grab my gel. You need a gel, I'll get you one. Don't get mine. Don't touch my stuff. I just, but you know,
Louis like that.
You know, I think here's the biggest reason, and I hope they're listening up there. Every time that I lend them something or give them something, I don't get it back. And so there I am going and searching for it everywhere. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to have to be looking for my stuff. When you get my stuff, bring my stuff back.
Well, you just got a McDonald's. They didn't give that back to you or what?
Did they give you the money back for the McDonald's?
Hey, that was so I didn't have to worry about anything in the kitchen today, man. I was like, I just wanted to come over here, relax, sit down, and be able to enjoy the podcast today.
Little price album.
So that way the little one wouldn't be standing there for 45 minutes washing the dishes.
We were literally talking to her right now. But you know, so when you made that question, when you posed that question, and you said, you know, well, usually you put it on after you've taken a shower, right?
Well, that's the assumption,
right? Okay,
and
it is. But there are people, and I've seen them. You know, if they're playing a sport or they're doing something or they're going, you know, whatever they're doing, and they don't want to stink. Let's say, okay, when we would play softball, the evening leagues, you know, after that, a lot of times, hey, man, we're going to go have a drink somewhere. When they're leaving, they don't want to stink, so there they are putting it on. They haven't cleaned up, so you're using over dirty armpits, basically. So I'm going to be like, hey, man, can I have some of that when you're done? I'm not going to do that.
I used to remember somebody used to have pants in his bag and would just whip those puppies on, and he was ready to go.
I'd go all dirty, dude.
I do too. I don't. I'm not taking deodorant around with me.
I think you just go with a couple of stains on your shirt and you'd be like, okay, that's why he smells.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's sometimes like if I'll put it on in the morning when I go to work.
Yeah.
And if I know like I didn't do it today. Like I mean I did it this morning, but before coming here I didn't put more on.
Yeah. You didn't reapply.
If I knew that maybe I would be like outside sweating or something, like I'll put more on. Shoot, like I'll even put it on my chest just because, you know, it's like that's my little perfume, you know. But yeah, but I don't have a problem using somebody else's deodorant.
Okay.
There might have been one of the boys might have had an issue with me using theirs, but he never knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, I ran out of deodorant and I went into the room and I was like, oh, Jaden has some.
And
I put some on. And then they told me, they're like, well, if he knew that you used his thing, he probably wouldn't have wanted it anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, too bad.
Too bad, so sad. You know, it was funny. We had our draft party for one of the leagues.
Another one.
And it was the first one out of the 3. So the first one had the draft party and we were at Twin Peaks and we're leaving and my cousin's like, hey, let's go to Pockets. Let's go shoot some pool. And so we get in I'm like, let me ride with you, man. So I get in the truck with him. And this dude,
My bad.
this dude literally has, he opens his backpack and starts putting on deodorant, starts putting on cologne. I'm like, what are you having there? Like he literally had a whole freaking travel kit with him. I'm like, golly.
Is this guy? Is he single?
Single?
Is he single?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live in his car.
No, well, we weren't even in his. He just had a backpack. He had a backpack, so he was freaking carrying it around with him everywhere.
That's interesting. You don't see that very often. Like, the owner just voila out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So growing up in my household, there was three
Yeah.
boys. But so we all had our own deodorant. Not only that, we all had our own ice cream, and we all had our own cereal.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we didn't like people because it would go by quicker.
Yeah.
Everybody shared.
So,
But did they eat? Did y'all each have one different cereal?
Yeah.
Or it was
yeah.
the same one?
Yeah. So I remember going and staying there a couple times, right? Be like, hey, you want to get some? I'm like, oh yeah, that's not mine.
We had our names on it.
And it's like, damn, man. I thought the same thing. He's not gonna know. Let me just pour a little bit.
He's gonna come home like
Yeah,
Chet
no,
from
he
Weird
literally
Science.
come out and be like, "Hey, that's mine." Oh man, I was trying to finish it before he saw me, but yeah,
Yeah, that was my sister would get mad because she used to like the banana nut.
oh, yeah.
It was banana nut.
I hated banana.
You didn't
nut,
like
dude.
it? She'd get the banana nut and she'd come home and it'd be gone. She's like, God damn it! She already knew who ate it. It was me.
And my mom loved banana nuts, so hers was always full.
Yeah.
Because I hated it, man.
Oh my God! But I wonder what. So, I guess it just depends on the person because I mean I don't know. I guess ladies can be germaphobes too, right? So they can. But the one thing I've never tried is a spray. Have you ever tried? You have? Is that what you
I've
use?
tried to spray a couple of. I use a.
But you use a gel.
No, I don't know. I use the powder too.
Oh, you use a powder?
Yeah.
See?
So I've used the spray
my
too, but I think I've used it. I don't think I got it for myself. I think I got it like I would borrow it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I didn't have any, so I was like, "Hey man, can I hit some of that real quick?" See, I didn't mind that one because it's you're spraying it on.
Yeah. What is going on? What am I looking at right now?
So we already finished the blackberry.
I thought you said you had like 6 of them.
Well, yeah, but not the blackberry.
Oh. Well,
Gotta change it up,
that's
man.
the one that I liked.
Well, you might like this one.
Okay.
Today we have the salted caramel.
Oh my God.
aged since 1960.
Since 1875. Roxanne was saying about doing a fantasy football thing, but just between us. But I'm like, but how would that work? Because it would only be 3 or 4 of us.
3 or 4 was
Like, how does that everybody would be stacked?
You gotta have 10 at least.
Yeah, because everybody would be stacked.
Oh, you can
and
have
then
8.
it would be like bored.
You can have 8, but it's better to have that. It's better to have 10.
I'm struggling over here opening that damn bottle.
Wait, he just cut his yard. He's like,
That didn't work.
oh, here we go. Let me try it.
It's Porky's turn. It's Porky's turn.
All right.
We're all trying to open this damn bottle here.
Nope. Ain't budget.
Is there still a plastic on there or something? God, let me see this.
Oh my God. How old
Talk
am I?
about childproof, man. Jeez. Maybe we gotta push down and turn.
We're used to taking our pills. We have to push down and turn.
There we
Hey,
go.
see, I loosened it up for you.
There you go. I knew you were gonna say that.
Me and Cranky loosened it up for you. So,
Things you don't say to a woman. Things you don't say about a woman.
there you go. We loosened her up for you.
Oh,
That reminds me of those.
that's the equivalent of that's what she said.
You got it? Oh, he's got it. Oh my God.
That's the equivalent of that's what she said. Be like, that's something you don't want to say to a woman.
Or something that you can say during sex and at the dinner table.
There you go.
Salud.
Salud.
Suckers. God, what are we doing here?
Ooh. Wow, that's smooth.
That's dangerous.
Smooth.
That's actually good.
It is. Tastes kind of like Captain Morgan, maybe.
It tastes like
Little
those little caramel candies.
Yes.
The
Or
little
the
caramel.
little-
Oh, those Werthers?
Yeah, like not the square ones.
Yeah, the one.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
The chewy ones. Those. Yeah.
Y'all know it. Halloween's coming up. You'll get it.
Yeah, you know.
You'll get a lot.
You'll get a bunch of those. If you go to the south side, you'll get a bunch of those here.
And they'll be at the very bottom because nobody eats them. If it was a Reese's, it'd be gone.
You'll get a lot of those and a lot of those little the triangle little
The candy corns.
candy corns. There you go. Yes.
What's wrong with candy corn, man? Come on. Who's got a quick shot? You want a quick shot? Cranky not mad at anything lately?
Oh yeah, I mean, didn't I tell y'all about the screw job I got last Friday?
Oh yeah, you gotta share that with the people, man.
Yeah, we go ahead, go.
So my
And we can go into what happened with what. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Good segue. Go ahead, Cranky.
So my sister and my cousin went to the Def Leppard concert.
Damn them.
Yeah, I know.
Def Leppard.
Yeah, and they were so drunk they didn't even stay to see Def Leppard. That's what they told me. So they called me and they're like, "Hey, can you come pick us up?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm drunk too."
You're not gonna believe this. I'm at the same.
It's Friday night. What do you think I'm doing, man? You know. So they ended up getting
A ride.
an Uber.
Yeah. Quote. He did air quotes.
Air quotes.
So you remember when we went to the Rangers Cubs game
Yes.
and we were walking back to the car.
Yes. And they had that line.
They had that line.
Yes.
They kept on asking us, "You need a ride? You
Yes.
need a ride?" I think it was one of those people.
But most of them were
Scam.
Ubers.
No.
Well, they all had like an Uber and a Lyft thing, but you're right. They're like a private ride thing. Yeah.
Because they're asking you for a ride.
Yeah, they're asking
You're
if you
not-
need a ride.
You're not requesting a ride.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's what they did.
Okay.
And on the way, to the house, I don't know why they came to my house. It's like y'all ain't driving home. You go home.
Cranky, he's closer.
Well, you know what? It's because they were taking a strange person. They didn't want to take him to their house.
I know. I guess.
Oh, go to your house.
So on the way home, the guy was gonna charge him $120
For the ride?
For the ride from the Alamo Dome to
What?
my house.
And they said yes.
My cousin told him no.
Oh.
He said, "No, I'm only gonna give you 60." So they get there. I bought beer so that way we can like keep on partying. But as soon as they got there, they all passed out. So I'm the only one there. I guess, well, I'll drink them by myself then. I go to bed, and the doorbell rings at 3 a.m. And it's the Uber driver
Oh yeah.
that my sister left the phone in his car. You need to give me $120 if you want it back. I'm like, dude, that's her phone though, man. I mean, I'm not gonna give you $120. That's her property. And no, I want $120. Well, I'm so drunk, man, still. And I'm like, you know what? I wake up my sister. My sister's still fucked up too. And I said, "Is that really your phone?" And she's like, "Well, I guess. I don't know. She's looking for a phone." So I call it. Yeah.
Just a random.
So I call her. I call her phone, and sure enough, it's ringing.
Oh,
so it was her phone, and I was like, "I don't want to deal with this dude, man. I just want him out of here." I gave him the $120. I said, "Don't come back, man, because you're gonna get shot next time." I didn't have a gun.
I didn't say with what.
Yeah, I got slingshots, buddy.
Yeah, my dog's gonna come and get you.
It's gonna rise from the dead and get your ass.
I just cut the grass. He has less to dig.
So the next day, I'm like, you know what? We screwed up. We should have called the cops.
Yeah, it's extortion.
Yeah.
Yes,
He was
pretty much.
extorting, yeah,
Because you
us.
could have. Well, I mean, you could have went out and got his license plate.
I could have done that too, but
Yeah.
like I said, we weren't thinking.
Oh,
we
yeah,
weren't thinking right. Well, I wasn't thinking right. So I did call the cops the next day, and they came over, and I told them what happened. The cop was cool. He told me, he goes like this. He goes, "You know what? Next time, what you do on your property, we can't do nothing about it." He goes,
Oh, shit.
But once it comes out to the street, then that's when we gotta,
Address it. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like he's on your property.
Yeah, it's
you
private
can
property.
take care of him.
Yeah, it's private property.
So he was pretty much telling me, you should have just kicked his ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but
Well,
yeah.
that makes sense, though. Yeah.
But were you the only guy in the house?
No, Ruben was asleep.
Wake his ass up, then. We got a game
He
tomorrow.
was asleep. He was passed out.
Because I would have been like, yeah, man, let me go get it for you really quick. And I would have gone and woke him up and been like, let's kick this dude's ass and get the phone. And
It would have been like, I would have done the scene from what's that? The Town. Look, I need you to be a favor. Anyway, I don't want you to ask no questions, but we're gonna go to this house and he goes, whose car are we gonna take?
Yeah, that's extortion, man.
Yeah, that was.
That's extortion.
But yeah, I mean, but you know, you're in the moment.
In the moment,
you know,
especially
it's
when
gonna,
you're inebriated,
you're not all there.
and half asleep. Then you're not thinking straight. So, I get it.
And we know most of the type of people that drive those kind of cars.
We're talking about
Extortionist.
extortionists. Yeah, yeah. They both end with IST. Starts with a T, starts with an E. You know, it's the same thing. We get it.
What was the name of that guy from The Simpsons?
Hapu.
Hapu.
There's a head in this one, Hapu. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have been able to.
Yeah, but and we had the conversation. Of course,
Did you try to talk him down?
No, no. Like I said, I mean, I wasn't.
Because I would have said the same thing. Well, I'll give you 60.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he wanted to get the $120.
Yeah, because he didn't get it on the right.
Yeah,
Why $120? He should have just said, you know, be $50, and here you have your phone.
Something.
You know, he wanted his 120.
Yeah.
Plus the 60 he already got.
Exactly.
So he made $180.
$80, I think.
But y'all paid him cash?
Nah, we cashed out them. I cashed out them. I think my cousin paid.
So then
So you
they
have
could.
record. So you have record.
Yeah,
of
you
it.
have record. So
not only have records, he's on my doorbell too.
So the officers still there's nothing they could do.
There's nothing they can do.
So they weren't going to do anything, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, it's not. Honestly, I don't think there's nothing they could do. I just didn't think they wanted to deal with it.
I think there's when it comes to the cops, there's I mean, there's a lot of things they could have did, and a lot of things they
Shoulda
didn't
did.
do. Yeah,
And they would have done.
They could have did more. They should have did more. But you know, it's,
I mean, I could have done more too. I could have just got his license plate number, been like, nah, I'm not gonna pay you $120. Just expect the cops at your house in the morning
Yeah, because you stole her phone.
because you stole it. And that's another thing too. I was thinking
He probably grabbed it and said, "I'm gonna take this later
Yes.
and get my money."
my sister was so, you know, that she was probably passed out in the ride home.
Yeah, he probably saw it right away.
He saw it
and
right
then
away.
said, "You know what? I'll take it later and get that money." Yeah.
He played dumb. He played dumb.
Well, he played the game right.
Yeah, I did it. I lost.
Dang,
Yeah.
man.
He sunk my battleship.
Well, because we were talking about it, and of course my first thing was like, well, why would your sister do that? Like, you don't even know. Like, he just jumped in the ride, and you know. So that was my first thought. It's like, man, you got to be a little bit more careful. But I understand. Like, you know, just wanted to get it over with and take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man,
Well, that's crazy because
that's extortion.
I mean, you think about it. He had to have been right because he didn't want any record, and the record that y'all do have is on his Cash App.
I still have it too.
You can get his number from there.
You should have put it on there, man.
How?
I think you can get his number
His
from.
number
from
should be on
Yeah,
there,
it should be
isn't it?
on there. So you should be able to get it.
Uncanceled Culture investigates. We visited the house of. Oh my.
You know, it's crazy because you think about a lot of the stuff that I think we had talked about it on a previous episode. It was that one Uber driver that showed up delivering a package.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and the man ends up shooting her. The old man ends up shooting this lady. Well, just recently here in San Antonio, we had one of those.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, I had heard about it. I hadn't really heard the whole story, but it was over there like off of La Kill Selma, and he was picking somebody up, and apparently there was a gun battle. So people were shooting back and forth, and a guy shot towards the car. So the guy that was shooting too,
Right.
shot towards him and ends up hitting the Uber driver in the back.
Damn.
And so they rushed him to the hospital, and then 3 days later he passes away. So it's pretty crazy that you're going out there and you think about it. Yeah, they got the information of the driver he was picking up, but that wasn't the person that shot him. So they don't know who the person was. Well, maybe they do if the person knew who he was shooting at, right?
Could have been any one of them.
But like that's crazy that it wasn't the guy he picked up that shot him. It was somebody shooting at him. And him returning fire, and the bullet just happened to hit the Uber driver.
Yeah.
But the dude got shot too.
Oh, he did too?
The passenger
But he didn't
got-
die though.
No, he didn't die. He left the scene.
But they have to have some kind of information because remember it's an Uber.
Well, that dude. So okay. Well, see, I don't know the story. So was it? Did it get started by the passenger or just somebody else?
We don't know if they called the Uber because he was getting shot at already, and they don't say nothing. The article
doesn't give a lot. Yeah, it doesn't give a lot of information. It just says he was picking somebody up, and he was shooting at somebody, and they returned fire and hit the Uber driver.
I get you. I got you now. I got you.
So,
man, that's a quick Uber driver because they're shooting and he just shows up.
Obviously, he's not a getaway driver because I would see that one. I would have charged $120. Hey, man, I'm picking you up during this. I want 100. I want a 5-star rating, and I want $120.
See, that's why when I used to do Lyft or whatever, my first night was badass because I was doing all downtown.
Yeah,
and it was the night before. It was the night before the snowstorm.
The night before Christmas.
Yes,
and all through the town.
The night before our snowstorm.
Yeah, snowvid.
Yeah, so everybody downtown. They didn't want to walk too far because it was cold.
It was
freezing already. So I was having fun. Yeah.
Oh, that was the day before Valentine's.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm doing one more and then I'll stop. So the last one was over there off of freaking, was it Givers?
Oh,
towards
the east side.
Yes,
towards that side of town.
Oh my god. And I'm like, okay. And then it was a tattoo parlor. Oh. And then it was a kid that was maybe had been like 20, 21.
Yeah.
He was a young kid. And I picked him up and that was already cold, so the ice on the bridge was already I had already almost wrecked because I started skidding.
Yeah.
And luckily I caught traction and I went to go pick him up. And I told him, look, man, I have to take it a different way because the bridges are closed. Yeah. They're icy. And he was like kind of scared, right? So I'm driving too, and it's dark, and I'm on the east side, and all I hear is, well, he was just buckling the seatbelt.
He was like, I don't have any money. I don't have cash. I don't have cash.
Please, sir, I'm a virgin. Please don't hurt me.
Way to judge the poor kid, Cranky. Golly.
Hey.
Man.
Stereotyping.
Yeah.
No, but
I didn't say it's race. I just said it was the east side.
It could have been Mexican or a white.
Exactly.
Maybe a white guy. I don't know how he ended up.
It was
over
dark.
there.
I couldn't see.
But having done Lyft myself too, your first thought is like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this so I can make money and have extra. But and then after a while, man, that thought starts creeping into your head, and then you're just kind of like, well, then that's all you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to do this now? Because now that's all I'm thinking about. Shit's gonna happen or shit's gonna go down. Like I was cool for the first 4 or 5 months. And then you get that one.
Yeah.
That one that's just kind of a little sketch.
Yeah.
Right? As the kids like to say today.
Sus.
A little sus. And you get that one, and then after that, it's like
it ruins your.
You just think that they're all going to be that way now.
I when I did it, I only drove past 2 a.m. twice. Right? And the first time, it was amazing because I made a lot of money because I went and found
everybody was drunk
because you had a phone in the back of your car
and charged them $120 to get it back. I found the hot spots, right?
Yes,
and the surcharge spots, and I went to those areas, and then of course people are trying to get home after drinking, and so made some good money, right? The second time is when I had someone almost get sick in the car, and then I pick up somebody that was a little sus in a sus area too. So it was a little like, after that, man, I was like, I think I'll do it till 9 or 10, and then I'm done. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
Yep, I would do after that happened. I would just do it till before the sun went down.
Yeah,
and then that was it. And then if I would get calls on the east side, cancel.
Well, you can because I think it's like from what I've heard from some people too, it's like they don't really care about their rating.
Yeah.
But you get matched up with somebody. If they have a good rating, okay, then you're going to get matched up with somebody that has a good rating too. But it's your in charge. Like, it's your car.
Yeah.
It's you. You know, you're the one that can say, "Oh, I don't want it," and so they can't really tell you anything. They can maybe send you an email and say, "Hey, why are you just?" But it doesn't like it's fuck it, dude. That's your life too that you have to worry about.
Well, and I think Cranky said it happened to him one time, and it happened to me one time where I picked up a young lady, and I was like, "Hey, are you 18?" Mm-hmm. And she was like,
really?
and she was like, "Well, no, I'm 17 or 16." I forgot what she said. I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't give you a ride."
Mm-hmm. Really?
It's like, "Oh, but it's because," I said, "No, I'm sorry."
Damn,
like
I don't
now,
even know how many of my rides.
now, well, I mean, now they have the
young-
on Uber
the young ones.
Yeah, the teenage or you know you could put your kids on there or whatever. But I'm like, at the time, I was like, no, I'm not gonna get accused or you know. Yeah. For something, I'm like, that's not gonna happen. So I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't take you. And now, if it was a group, if it was 3 or 4, fine, right? There was more people. But if it was one, I'm like, I can't.
But you know, I think Uber and Lyft, if what they should do is offer a dash cam.
They should.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They should. Well, you know, at one point, it was illegal to have one inside. Not in all the states, but in some states, it was. They finally removed that because of a lot of the stuff that was going on.
Because I had one that was facing out, and then I had one that was facing in.
Yeah.
So, and it was just peace of mind. Like the only thing I had was like I used to have like the real. I mean, it was
little
a
mirror.
small little a knife
that
I used to carry, like right there on the real quick. But I didn't have a gun. I didn't have anything else. But that's all I had. So it was kind of peace of mind.
And then I think per Uber policy, right, you can't have a gun.
Like, well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought that was for a while because I remember my brother-in-law one time was in a situation and he had his gun and there was a situation and he was like, "Look, man, like I don't know what to tell you, but
how do you want to handle this?"
Yeah, how do you want exactly, basically, right? And he's like, and I don't care if I get in trouble. I'm protecting myself.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and then of course he's in another city where it's the crime rate's really, really high, right, at the time. So
North Texas?
Yes. North Texas.
Starts with a D?
It's exactly.
Ends with an S?
Yeah.
2 L's in the beginning, in the middle?
They host America's team. That's the one.
But also
I knew you like that one, Borgie.
also too, like because the underage that was gonna get in my car, she was only 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and I told her the same thing I do. I said, I can't. You know, but as a parent, why are you freaking calling an Uber for your kids?
Yeah.
You know,
That's putting them in danger.
I think I did that for my youngest son, but not until he was 17. And that's just because I didn't have a way to get him at the time. Like, there was no way I could get from where I was at to him, and nobody else was available. So I was like, look, man, I'm gonna send you an Uber. I like the way they do it now, but see, here's the thing with that, and this is the where you can't verify stuff. You can request a ride for somebody else.
yeah, that's fucked
They
up.
do that, yeah.
Yeah,
They do
and
do
it
that.
gives you the name and their number, but you don't have, like the way Uber does, where you input all your information. You don't have all the information of this person.
Right.
You don't know what they look like. You don't know who they are. Like, you don't. You just have a name.
Yep.
And so that's the sus part of it right there, because that's where I think you would see more danger.
Yeah.
Because somebody could
'Cause you don't
play
know
the
who that
system and be
person
like,
is.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to schedule a ride for you.
Yep.
And you take care of this. You know, you do this. You rob them. You whatever. So
Yeah.
I mean, that person's still gonna
it's still going to be under their information.
so they're gonna get some kind of trouble. But that's like messed up too. I don't think they should be doing that either, man.
I mean, you need to have pictures. You need to have, like, I need to know who I'm picking up.
Yeah. The only good thing that came out of it is I got $100 tip one time.
I didn't.
I did too. I got a $100 one, and then one time this man, I took him and his family. It was three of them, and I took them to some place over there by the zoo. I think they were going to a little bar right there, and I dropped them off, and he was like, "Well, Sonny, I got a
Sonny.
older man." He was like,
Excuse me,
I don't have
Sonny."
any. This is all I have to give you for a tip," and he gives me, and it's a star made of bills, and they were $2 bills. So it was 10 $2 bills made into a star. It was cool, bro. I literally
For
kept
20
that.
bucks.
I literally kept that for 2 years. The star, you know, all together. And then just one day, the kids were like, "Hey, do you have any money?" I was like, "You know what? I don't got any cash, but here." I started taking the star apart. Here, I think I still have like maybe 2 or 3 of the $2 bills left.
You know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say you went to Acapulco Fantasies.
That's what it was
That's
called.
what it was called.
That's what it was called.
I can't remember.
And he started using those $2
$2 bills. Yeah.
Acapulco Fantasy.
What did we say it was Paradise? And
I said it was Paradise.
I
thought it was
said it was Paradise.
No,
I couldn't remember what it was called either, but yeah, it was
Not bad.
Acapulco Fantasies. That's
Fantasies.
right.
Acapulco Fantasy, dude.
Yeah.
Google. Hello. I went to Google, right? And this is from last week. This is a continuation from our show last week. I went to Google and I searched like old strip clubs or whatever. And there was actually a what do you call it? Like a forum, you know. So it was a forum of a whole bunch of people.
Like Reddit?
Like Reddit,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Reddit.
So they were talking about the old strip clubs in San Antonio. So they were talking about Giorgio's, Top of the Strip.
Where was Giorgio's?
Right there
Giorgio.
where Callahan.
Oh, that's
He
right.
was
That's right.
he
We
talked
talked about that one.
Yeah,
he talked about
St.
right there in front of St.
Yeah,
Luke.
in front of St. Luke's,
Top
yeah.
of the Strip was.
We went down.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, we're gonna
Top of the strip, the landing strip.
the corral.
Golly. Go,
that's
go,
where
girls.
We were talking
Rainbow-
about that. So this forum,
Rainbow Lounge,
like
yep.
people would go in and they would type in, "Oh, I remember going to blah blah blah," and I remember going to blah blah blah. So I was going right. I kept reading, and then I saw somebody posted, "What was the name of that one that was off of Bandera close to 410?" I was like, "Oh, here it is. I'm gonna find it right." So I go into it and I'm reading it, and sure enough, boop, Acapulco
Yeah,
Fantasies. I
that,
was like,
that
"Oh,
was what it was
shit,
called.
that's
Yeah.
it."
So you could find that.
But you couldn't find if it was Sharkies or...
Yes.
I knew he was going there. I knew he was going
We
there.
need to look on that thing. Remember they have it.
I knew he was going to go there, bro.
Wait, do I still owe you for that?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is why I know it was Sharky's before it was Hollywood. Because when it was Sharky's,
No. It was... Yes.
this is why I know
yes,
it
yes,
was. Because when it was Sharky's, we saw Coach Green there.
yes.
And then
And then
Then
when it was
Delane-
Hollywood... Yeah, and then Delane came and it was Hollywood.
it was Hollywood.
Yes, that's right. And that's where we were having the 75 cent
Yes.
tequila sunrise. And I remember that. We got Delane pretty fucked up that day.
Did y'all ever go to what was that place to shoot pool? Tiffany's.
Tiffany,
Yeah,
oh
Tiffany's
yeah.
Billiards.
Yeah, the big ass
Dude,
beers.
on Wednesdays, I think on Wednesdays or Thursdays, they used to have 75 cent, 50 cent, like everything.
Yeah. Well, we used to
And
go
we
have
bet like 3 or 4 in Santoline. Me and him ended up over there. We were like, oh, we're going to the atrium afterwards. Nope.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking make it. We got to the parking lot and then we woke up like we both passed out for about 15 minutes. Oh, time to go home. God damn it.
Yep.
Well, it was before Tiffany's. It was Yo-Yo's.
It was yo-yos.
Yo-yos. And then before that it was
I don't even know.
no wait.
I
It
was
was
too young.
yo-yos first. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then
And then
Tiffany's.
it was T-Town.
Oh no.
No,
remember
wasn't it
the-
T-Town after?
Do you remember the Tejano? It was T-Town.
I don't think T-Town was there.
Yes, it was. Tiffany's Billiards. Yep.
Reddit.
I'm telling you. No. Are we gonna have to place a bet? No, for real. I told it was. I don't remember if it was Yo-Yo's first though.
Yeah, because I went there after we graduated, 18.
Well, it used It was Tiffany's first.
No, because I went. I went
Yes,
to.
it was.
Look,
Yes,
I went to Yo-Yo's when I was 18.
When it
right
was
when we
Yo-Yo's.
graduated. It was Yo-Yo's, and then I went to in '99. I went to Tiffany's to watch the Spurs championship.
Okay, but it was T-Town before that.
It had to have been T-Town before.
So it was Yo-Yo's and then T-Town.
It had to have been T-Town, Yo-Yo's, then Tiffany's.
Then what was it before?
I don't know. We were 12. Jeez.
No idea. Could have been another strip club we don't know about. Was it?
No.
No.
It was
Well-
it was T-Town after Tiffany's.
Because it was Tiffany's first.
Yeah, it was Tiffany's and then it was T-Town. But
And
it
then
was
it was
Yo-Yo's.
Yo-Yo's.
No, it was Yo-Yo's, then Tiffany's,
Tiffany's, and
then
then
T-Town.
And now it's like a church now, right?
Yeah,
or something, or
something,
school. Yes, man.
Yeah.
They don't know the shit that went down in there.
All these damn clubs that turned
No.
into churches nowadays.
Oh, what was that one over there?
Coyotes?
Coyote on Grissom.
Or what was it called? Coyote? Was it Coyote?
Tejano, Texas? No, not Tejano, Texas. It was.
Oh, yeah, it was Tejano, Texas, yes.
Yeah.
What's
Down
what's
Texas.
up with all these places of debacle turning into churches, dude? There's one right there by my work. It used to be a bar, and now it's a church.
Even the one that you were asking me about on Mission Road.
Oh yeah. Evans.
Evans.
That one turned into church too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that one was crazy,
We all need Jesus.
That one was- I'm surprised freaking the old Tin Barn is in the church.
right?
Probably is. They're praying to the porcelain god.
No, that place is still around.
Is it?
around, yeah, it is.
Oh my
Yep.
God! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we go from talking about freaking...
Because that's what we do, Cranky.
Well,
This
well,
is our MO, man.
We went from your being robbed by a quote unquote Uber driver to the Uber driver being shot to all our Uber stuff, and then you remember when we went over here?
See, it all ties in together, bro.
And because the tip that I got from the Uber was $2 bills, and
that's
it led
right.
to the Acapulco Fantasy, which led to all the other places.
It's like 6 degrees of separation.
Exactly. It all came from
It all
something. It's not like we
ties-
just threw it out of it's
All
in there.
ties together.
Yes.
So let's all say it. Fuck you, Roger.
And not only that, we were disagreeing what's first and what's second.
Yes.
So, the fuck you again, Roger.
And we also disagreed about the deodorant and if it was gross or not. So see,
God.
we've had a show of disagreements today.
So speaking of shit that you shouldn't be buying your kids,
Whoa, yes.
which was
Wait,
a while back.
Who was buying their kids something?
Oh, that was the
That was the
the
segue?
bento. The bento.
Yeah,
thing.
but I was like trying to figure out where you segued from.
Oh, from the Uber. Like, you
Oh,
can't...
the
Yeah,
Uber,
I was
yes.
I was
Okay,
gonna
got it,
go
got it,
because
got
you're
it.
saying like you shouldn't be getting the lift
Yeah,
for your
your
kid,
kids, yes.
and that's what I was gonna.
Yeah.
But then we went off on our tangent.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roger. And now here we are. So the story is, I'll let Louis. Louis can explain the story.
So this one lady,
On
it
TikTok.
it wasn't even okay. So she was telling the story, but an aunt of this young girl.
It was her daughter.
Yeah. It was the girl's daughter that she's telling the story about. But the aunt, so her sister, ended up buying her daughter a bento box, which
If you don't know what a bento box is,
it's a fancy lunch box that has everything separated.
yeah, basically.
Basically, right? It's but those are pricey.
Yeah.
So this one cost about $50, and so the kid takes it to school, and then the bully takes it from her, basically steals it from her,
Yep.
and so the little girl tells the kid or the teacher what happened, and the teacher does nothing about it. So the next day, the mom's like, "Fuck that!
Fuck that.
We're gonna go, right?
Fuck that.
F around, find out.
Oh,
We're gonna go."
hell
Oh yeah,
no.
did the whole neck
The neck
twirl and
yeah,
everything. So
yeah.
shows up to the school around lunchtime to find out that this little girl has the bento box, and
is using.
he's using
The
it
the
with their
bento
lunch.
box, yes.
And when they open it, it has the original girl's name on it, and so they know it's hers. And so the teacher still doesn't want to do anything about it. Is basically telling the mom like, "Hey, well, can you let her finish using it
Right,
for the
let her
rest of
use
the
it
day?"
for the day.
And but why, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, she's got 5 minutes to take her lunch out of my kid's lunchbox, and then I'm gonna take it home." Like, what's the problem? So, I think there's a lot of things that we can take from this.
Yeah.
One is don't buy your kids stupid ass expensive shit to take to school.
Don't buy them $50 bento boxes to take to school.
And I get
for
that
one.
she didn't buy it. I get that the aunt bought it, but still,
Are those kind of like these HelloFresh?
yeah, similar, yes,
Yeah,
similar,
it looks
yes.
like that, but probably on a smaller
smaller
level
scale, yeah.
because they put little things on the
The little fruit, the little candy, the
Here,
little, yeah.
So they don't come like that.
Not
Well,
made.
not with
No,
the
not
food.
made.
Not made.
Not
No,
made.
no.
It's portioned
It's just-
out. It's portioned.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just the
portioned
bo-
out
that's
so
the
you
box.
can put
So-
different things
right,
in there. Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
but the box
Why
itself
would-
costs
why would-
$50.
Why would you want to steal that?
Well, probably
Well,
because
again,
it's a
this-
name bento. It's
Bento is
for
like
us
what
it don't
started.
mean shit, but for the kids it's something.
Is that like Lululemon?
Yeah, basically,
Yes,
or like a
So
Stanley.
This
It's
thing
basically what it
if
is.
I'm not mistaken, they could probably correct me if I'm wrong. But this came from overseas, did it not?
think
The
so.
bento box because you see
I think it was a
videos.
Japanese- I think
it was
it
in
was,
Japan,
Japan, yes.
or somewhere over there
Yeah.
where they were using these bento boxes, and now all of a sudden they're here like fucking Stanley cups, and everybody just fucking
Yeah.
going crazy for them.
Crazy for them.
So so now they're here, they're bento boxes, but I see it and like you said, we'll see it both ways. Why the fuck are you buying your kid a $50 lunchbox for one? But then what was my other point? I already forgot.
Well, that was one thing. Here, got a question.
Okay, well, question.
Would you rather get that stolen or $120?
So let me ask you a question since you're here. Yes, you. Do you know what a bento box is? A bento box.
Wrong one to ask. Next.
Perfect. Okay. Well, no, it's kind of a fancy lunchbox, basically.
It's kind of a.
To portions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what it is.
That's kind of stupid, man.
So, well, it's just we're talking about it because a kid took one to school and then had it stolen. Yes.
And the teacher didn't say anything about it.
Yes, that one.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say anything about it either if you can get my eye poked out.
Which leads us to
Which goes into another segment.
well, okay, let's finish this one first. So, as a parent, would you have done the same thing?
Yes, that was my other point. If you know that this kid
yes.
has something that doesn't belong to them,
Yes.
and we talked about it too because
Yes.
we both have kids that same thing has happened. Maybe not a bento box, but it's happened.
Yes.
So if you're the parent and you see this kid and you fix a fucking lunch and put it in the bento box so she can take it back to school,
that you never bought.
that's not yours.
That you never bought.
So what kind of parent would do that? What kind of parent would fucking let them take it back to school? Like, oh, nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Just eat away, son. Go ahead, daughter. Like,
So I'm gonna tell you like this. So I think we had this conversation on our group chat.
that was stupid.
We have one which is one of the smaller ones. I haven't said it yet. We have one of the smaller ones, right? One of the twins, and I shit you not. Every school year, once every few weeks, he comes back with something, and we're like, "Where'd you get that from?" "Oh, so and so gave it to me." Nah, negative, sir. And literally, dude, Sabrina. So there's the name drop.
Salute.
Here's the shot. So she will tell him, "No, you're taking that back tomorrow. You're taking it back." And that's the thing is like. We tell him, "You're not keeping this."
Yeah.
One time was a watch.
Rolex?
A Maserati.
Another one was I think there was like a bracelet, like the guys ones, the ones that the thick ones, and I mean, there's been so many, a chain,
Everything.
a ring. We're like, bro, no, give this a ball, and then it was like a Pokemon card. Oh, and we're like. I get the card, you're trading them. So we asked him, "Hey, did you trade?" "Well, no, he just gave it to me." No, give it back.
Yeah.
Give it back. Like, we literally have to tell him this. So
Maybe they are giving it to him, man.
they are. No,
But see,
in this case, believe me, we don't feel that he is any type of bully that he's
he
trying to
didn't
take
steal it, like,
He
give
didn't
me
steal
that.
it.
It's the oldest one or the youngest
It's the youngest one, the smaller of the twins, right? We don't feel he's trying to steal anything or take anything. We do really believe that he's that friendly. He makes friends, and they give him stuff. But the thing is that, bro, that doesn't belong to you. And if he didn't buy it, their parents bought it for them.
Right.
Don't be take. I'm sure that the parent's gonna ask later, "Where's that?" He has it. Why does he have it? And then it could become an issue.
Yeah.
So to Porky's point, if the parent made a lunch for this freaking little girl and put it in a $50 bento box that she didn't buy, what the hell? Why wouldn't you say, "Hey, take that lunchbox back"? And
That
not only
would've been
that,
the first
when you
thing.
open it and it has the girl's name in it. Come on, man.
That would have been the first thing we did. Like, wait, how the fuck did you end up with
Yeah.
this? Of course, we're not gonna say that. But in
Nah,
my mind,
we would've said
in
that.
my mind, I would be like, wait, what the fuck? How did you get this?
We would've
This
said
does
that.
not belong to you. So my first thought would have been, clean it out, be a nice person, clean it out,
Yeah.
take it and say, give this back to the teacher, or take it yourself.
No, let me tell you how far
Right?
Sabrina would have taken it. She probably would.
Oh, hell no.
She probably would have put snacks in there and said, "We're gonna give it back to them now with snacks because you have their box."
With a 2-page note apologizing.
And you're gonna write a note and we're gonna put it in here. Like, she would have gone that far, bro. Like, literally, we're gonna reward this kid,
Yeah.
right? And we're gonna give it back to them. Like, that's just who she is.
So why would the parent do that? Like,
Yeah.
why? It's not yours.
Because she probably saw the lunchbox. Oh, that's nice. Do you ever rolled up dollar bill?
Can I borrow your Cash App card really quick?
And she
I'll
did
clean it before I give it back to you.
And she did it on top of the bento box too.
Correctly with the freaking, The cerebral
assassin strikes again, man.
Oh my goodness.
But for real, man, we've had the same thing happen with the youngest one. He comes home every day, not every day, well, I'm not gonna lie, but he comes home with stuff and it's like, oh, my friend gave me this. And right away it's like looking at each other like, oh, here we go. So then we got to figure out, okay, did he say he wanted it back? Did he say that, you could hold on to it? Or did he say you need to give it to him? What did he tell you? Well, he just gave it to me. No. Tomorrow, you better not have this fucking thing. You better not have it. You better go give it back. And the other thing that happened with the middle kid, right? This was when he was younger. Some kid decided to go into his dad's room and took all his little Lego minifigs. Took about 10 of them.
And gave them away?
Collector's items. And the kid gave them away, right? So the middle kid ended up with one of them. And they, like I said, they were younger. They were probably still about 8 or 9 years old. Gave it to him, right? So he comes home and he's got the minifigs. And we didn't pay any attention to him because he kind of hit him. And then eventually we saw him and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you don't have...
Yeah, where'd you get this
Where'd you get that Lego from? Oh, my friend gave it to me. And then we're like... So we kind of turned into that parent because we didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything about it. And then all of a sudden, here comes a message from the teacher.
The investigation continues, yep.
Well, we were told that one of your sons took this and that. And we're like, wait a minute. Took? Did he take it or did he give it to him?
Let me take the earrings off.
They gave it to him, but now the parents want it back. That was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he did with that minifig, and he probably tore it apart.
And it's probably lost in the dirty ass room.
So it's like, so what do you want me to do? So it's like, I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, they want them back, and we're like, well, we don't have them. I don't know what he did with them. We didn't even know he had them. Of course, we lied, but it's like, what did they expect? What do they expect for you to do? Like, if we didn't know about it, then what? So in a sense, we turned into that parent, but we had no idea.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
I mean, are y'all sure the kids aren't giving them the stuff and saying, look, if the cops come ask me questions, you never saw me. That's probably why they're giving them stuff.
That's why they used to get in trouble,
Here's the other thing. I wouldn't doubt that ours is buying it because for whatever reason, every freaking week, you have 50 cents. Do you have $1? Do you have a... And I'm thinking, you know what? Now that I think about it, they're probably putting all this money together and being like, I'll give you $3 for that. They're giving it to him.
Every day he's asking for 50 cents.
You got entrepreneurs and then you got the people that are...
I got some change here for you.
Opening up his coat.
You want to buy a watch?
You want to buy a watch?
He's like, what do you want? You got Twinkies, got ding dongs. What you want? You got zingers?
I'm not going to lie, bro. So at the older kids school, at the high school, you got people that are selling freaking snacks. So I'm pretty sure their parents are running to Sam's and buying stuff, and then they grab the snacks and they sell them for $1 a piece.
Yeah.
And so they're making their money.
So the kids are doing it though.
Yes, dude.
Right?
I'm like, dang.
And then the parents are at home going,
Yeah.
Little entrepreneurs.
They ain't borrow your belt.
Well,
and no, I'm not gonna spank you.
can you hold my toe open? Damn.
Put your finger right here.
Do you have a stress ball? Oh man.
oh my gosh.
Well, which leads us to the point of the teacher not doing anything about it, right?
Yeah.
But to Cranky's point, in another story, you have so there was a class, and there was a behavioral teacher in a class
in Corsicana,
Texas? Right? Texas, yes, which is not too far from Dallas area, kind of. Well, it's more east. It's more east. It's more east. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so you think about it. So that this teacher couldn't handle her behavioral class, right? So apparently, I guess they have kids that have behavioral issues. You would think, right? So there was an issue with the student, and the student is kind of being unruly and kind of going crazy. So the class ends up leaving the classroom with the teacher, and they're standing outside, and they call the principal. So the assistant principal and 2 assistant principals show up, and when they walk in, this kid's in the front of the class kind of just going haywire, just throwing stuff around. So when they address him, first thing he throws is a is a desk. He grabs a desk and chunks
Holy
it.
shit!
Right?
A desk?
Misses the assistant principal. She kind of does her little matrix thing and moves out of the way. But then he gets a wooden hanger, the wood ones, and chunks it. And she couldn't move from that one. And it hits her right in her freaking right eye.
Where are they getting this stuff from? They're
I
outside.
have no idea. No, they're inside the class.
Oh, they said they went
Everybody,
outside.
everybody else was outside.
All the other
Oh,
students
okay.
went out
Outside.
because he was inside going crazy. So grabs the wooden hanger, chunks it, hits her in her right eye, and blinds her. Like literally knocks her eye out of her socket.
Knocks her eye out of her socket.
So they had to airlift her to. This dude sounds like the freaking lawyer from My Cousin Vinny. Knocks her eye out of the socket. So then they airlift her to Dallas and they try to save her eye. Well, they're able to put it back in the socket, but she's blind now from her right eye. They don't know if it's permanent. They're pretty sure it is. But that's where they're at now, right? That's the issue. And they were like, she can't sue. There's so many, and here's the point I'm getting to. There's so many things in place to protect students, but where is the safety of the instructors, of the teachers, right? I mean, you think about it. You remember that one case of the kid who had a mental illness. The kid, I think he had autism. The kid is a big kid, talking about 6 foot, 200 something pounds, has his Nintendo.
I remember that one.
And when they go to take it, he slams the teacher. And literally, I mean, hurts her like bad. Like they had to rush her to the hospital.
Wow.
Right? You think about the one here in San Antonio at Brandeis. Again, another, I think it was Brandeis.
the
It was
old man.
coach, right?
No. He was an
old
elderly
man.
man. He was about 70 years old.
That
And
older
he
man.
was helping, or he was with the class, the special needs class. And one of the kids ends up pushing him. And he falls, hits his head.
And
He ends up
dies.
dying.
He passed away. Yeah.
He was like, no, he was doing. Didn't he fall from something?
Well,
No,
the kid
it was
pushed
part
him.
of the kid. The kid was the one that kind
The
of
kid
pushed him.
Pushed him off something. No?
I think off the stairs. I think is what it was.
I thought it
think
was something like that.
So, but you think about that. So now I haven't. The investigation, from what I've heard, was still going on here in San Antonio for that one. The one I want to say was Florida.
That wasn't that like 3 years ago.
It was 2 years. I think it was last year. At the beginning of last year.
It wasn't last year.
I think it was at the beginning of last year.
I don't.
Roger.
Yeah. Well,
I think Bexar County Sheriff's on that one.
I'm
Roger, we're
I'm already 2
disagreeing.
Oktoberfest and 2 shots in right now. I'm not gonna Google anything right now, but I want to say a year, 2 years ago, right? Now that one hasn't done anything. There hasn't been a conclusion from that one, from what I've heard. But the one in, I want to say it was Florida, which is the kid that ended up slamming the teacher. He got sentenced to, I think it was like 10 years or 15 years. This kid who apparently has a mental illness,
autism,
right?
Right.
And they're putting him in prison. They're not putting him in a
Separate or anywhere like
psych
that.
ward, nothing like
Right,
that. They're
right.
putting him in a legit prison. I think there's so many things in place right now to protect the students. There's not enough to protect the teachers, especially for what they get paid, which is why they always go to OnlyFans, right?
Right.
Which,
Which
is
is another
what
thing that we talked about.
right? But
Which Cranky will have in about a month or so, right, Cranky?
But
Yeah.
but I think leading up to where we're talking about, where I think we're gonna might go next week, which
We
is
can
what
go
Cranky
right
had-
now.
which is what Cranky brought up. No, I think we're getting pretty late in our podcast today.
Yeah.
But Cranky had brought up one that he wanted to talk about, and it was how the system fails, right? The criminal system, the criminal justice system fails. And I really feel that they failed this kid. I think they failed this kid. And we can talk about that more when we talk about it. But I think there's just so many things in place to try to, and I don't think it's even wanting to protect the students, and I don't even think it's wanting to protect the teachers. I think it's the CYA.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
want to cover their own ass.
School doesn't want to get in trouble.
Right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, we just had an incident with one of the kids where another kid ends up telling her that, maybe you should kill yourself, right?
Holy shit.
So when she brings it up to an instructor, the instructor says, we'll take care of it. And nothing happened. It wasn't until Sabrina calls to say, hey, this was done. I knew he was going to do that.
No,
This was done.
No
like
more.
this was said. it needs to be addressed, and it finally was addressed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until we brought it up.
Right.
So again, to Cranky's point, I think teachers don't want to get involved in certain situations like the bento box because I'm not putting my life in danger.
Oh yeah.
Or I'm not going to get involved in this stuff, right?
Because it's not just the teacher. That's not just the kids. It's the parents.
Exactly.
Fucking
And so
parents too.
it's a mixture. But I think the whole breakdown is with the staff, with the upper, like, you know, you go to the principal, you assistant principal. You know,
when Jesus.
I just think they want to cover their own ass, and they don't want to be held liable. So, that's me getting off my soapbox now.
So let's finish on this. You know, couple minutes.
Yeah.
They should let teachers have OnlyFans. They should let teachers have OnlyFans, and I'll tell you why. They don't pay them enough to have to go through the shit. We just heard it. They don't pay them enough to have to go through that. I didn't know, okay, you know, maybe the kid had some mental issues or whatever.
Teachers these days.
Not back in our day.
Not back in our day. No.
Because they don't. I don't understand why a teacher would get in trouble, right? Because, okay, yes, they're teaching their kids. But who is the one that's going to find that teacher? Do you think a kid is going to come across it? No. It's going to be Dirty Joe over there
Yeah.
finding it all of a sudden. And like, oh, my God. And first he's going to, he's probably going to whack off first. And then he's going to tell his wife, well, look at this. Look at it's our son's teacher.
What were you doing on OnlyFans? She's not asking that question?
No, exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
They're like, oh, no, we need to go to the principal.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And that's
instead
where
of
it
getting
goes.
mad at the husband for paying to see that chick, she's getting mad because that chick's on
For getting off a few rounds.
It's like when you're cheating. When you're cheating, it's like they go after the
other person.
They go after the other person.
Oh, yeah,
instead of the cheater.
Right.
You know,
they want to go beat up the bitch.
They want to go beat up the side
They
chick
wanna
or
beat
the,
up
or the
that
side
side
dude.
chick.
or the side dude,
Yeah.
but they don't beat up the person on the way.
the dude. And he gets away scot-free.
Yes.
Like,
And then they go back together with him, so he can do it again.
And then they're in the bathroom.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, you don't. Why do you go after the person that's? Because I mean, you don't know what they're telling that person.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're telling them.
Yeah, they might have said they were single. They might have said, "Oh, we're
Separated.
together, but we're not together." Yeah,
know?
I mean, there could be so many stories.
But they go after the wrong person.
Well, no, but I'm gonna tell you this, and I think this is why some of the people do go after the other person, is because the person knows
They know what they're doing.
that they might have somebody, but they're not happy. Let me just go in and.
That's the thing, though.
Let me give you some
they
sugar.
tell them they're not happy, so that's why they go and do
You're
it.
right. You're right.
You know. And then, my dude's doing the same thing to me. So let me go. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Motel 6.
Two wrongs make it right.
Loving you is wrong.
Two negatives make a positive, right? Golly.
No, a negative times a negative equals a positive.
Again.
Say it. A negative. Shout out to Jaime Escalante. All right. Well,
stand and deliver.
So yeah, stand and deliver. So apologies to John for
sorry, John.
We ran out of time. And we weren't able to get him on today.
We'll try to get you on again next week, sir.
We'll try. Wink, wink. We'll try and get you on next week.
Oh man.
Shit. I think that's it, dude. We're Oktoberfest out. Man.
Yeah.
Good choice, Louis.
Good choice. 5.7.
It was a good choice, man.
That's a good choice. That's good.
Yeah,
You're not feeling them cramps
my
anywhere,
cramps
right?
are gone. Shoot.
He's gonna go cut somebody else's yard.
For $120.
They get my money back, man.
Holy shnikes. Okay, man.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
If you are Kof Dali. That was his name.
That was his name.
F you?
Yeah, F you.
No,
Wait a minute.
He's telling you F you.
Yeah.
Oh, F you. Was it like that first 48
You
one?
can take that $120 and shove it up your ass. And once again, I'll see you next year.
I don't bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb.
Oh, what has that Oktoberfest done? All right, man. Good show. Good talk. Good chat. Nobody else? Anything? Let's get the funk out of here, man. We'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.